Richard, with this name and likeness bill being passed by Governor Asa Hutchinson in Arkansas, not just for the Razorbacks, but for all other colleges in the state, but I do want to stay home in Fayetteville. Do you think this is going to help or hurt Arkansas recruiting in the three major sports?
You know, probably the best answer is to say, ask me in 3 or 4 years or beyond. You tend to think that the state of Arkansas, because it's basically a one-state school, the amount of opportunities for kids is going to be there. But you just don't know until this really opens up. And so there's some concern by some people that the bigger schools, the bigger populated states are going to have better opportunities for kids. I kind of find that a little hard to believe. I'm not saying that's not the case, that won't be the case, but just because of the passion of the fan base and the boosters, obviously, and who have businesses will want to help the program and things of that nature. But at the same time, you just don't know until it happens. Yeah,
I think the way you're looking at Richard is important, because I think it would be a little dumb for any of us to say, oh, this is going to clearly hurt Arkansas or help. You got to evaluate a few years like you have to do with other things. But to your point, I think Arkansas and the athletics program can pitch kids on the idea of, like they do just without the possibility of getting sold their name and likeness, you're it. Like there's a small, minute faction that cheers for other parts of the state, other colleges, but even those fans, for the most part, cheer at Arkansas. How do you think Arkansas will be able to, and I'm speaking to the athletics department again, how will they be able to harness that energy, that idea, similar to what they have been in recruiting, just without the name and likeness portion of it?
Oh, they do. They already do that, and they pointed out big time, and parents and kids point that out to me, that how the fan base at Arkansas is one of the most active, if not the most active, one of the most active on social media with interaction with the kids and the parents. I just recently had a parent of a basketball recruit tell me, man, the fan base is just incredible. We're just really just blown away by that. So, I think you sell that. I mean, I know that all the sports sell that, and it's something that is very unique, and because most of these kids come from states that have, multiple, D1 programs, and it's not that way.
Yeah. What do you see as the potential pitfalls? We've talked about, divides in the locker room, focus is being shifted from the athlete that normally be focused in on their sport or preparation or school work. What do you think and we talked a little bit about, states getting a competitive edge because they have a better alumni or business base to maybe sell to this. What do you see as the potential problems for this whole thing, not just at Arkansas, but across the board?
No, I think you hit on it, Tommy. Does it impact the locker room? Jealousy among kids? I don't see how you avoid that. Mm-hmm. I really don't. I'm Richard Davenport. I don't have any, or I have one endorsement, and I'm making $10,000 a year. And Tommy Kraft, my teammate next to me, plays the same position, and I think I'm just as good as him. That guy's pulling in $50,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And then another thing, a couple other things. Do you have transfers because of kids are not happy with what their income is?
Yep.
They say, and they're being told, man, you can go to, school here, and I guarantee, there's third parties that can communicate to them and say, hey, we can guarantee you're going to be making $20,000-$30,000. You're not making anything at Arkansas. Come join our program. And then what happens, with kids that are making some serious cash? How coachable are they?
Yeah.
I think that is something that, if I'm a coach and I'm, this kid's making $100,000 a year. I don't need this. Come on, that's a lot of money for an 18, 19-year-old kid. and being able to keep a humble attitude. And also another thing is I talked about how kids could possibly transfer because of it. Then you got parents calling the coaches saying, why isn't Junior making this much money? He's just as good as Tommy Kraft. I don't get it. What's up? I'm telling you,
Kraft guy's slow and fat. He can't move, Coach. Get my boy some money.
Well, the truth is true. But anyway,
I resemble that.
No,
remark.
but, I mean, seriously, it is. I think this is, and seriously, we won't know until 3, 4, 5 years down the road. But those are some potential pitfalls.
Richard, we've seen a tremendous power shift over the last 2 to 5 years in the sport. It started certainly with full cost of attendance, and we've seen more and more of the power shift to the athlete. Has it happened too rapidly? Is this about right? Because this legislation and what is sweeping now college athletics is just another major weight in the scales towards the student athlete. It's been long heavy-handed the other direction. Has this shift been too rapid?
It's coming all of a sudden. That's
it is.
Sure. It's rapid fire.
I mean, it's a lot for the schools. It's a lot for the schools and the institutions to deal with at once, I think.
Well, and they're going to get it wrong. Some of them are going to get it wrong, dead wrong, and over plan for it, and not plan for like we've always said in the past, unforeseen consequences.
Yep.
That's something that we just don't know until we get into all of this and see some of the pitfalls. And I think the NCAA may have to, adjust on the fly too quickly, but because you want to kind of let it be a bit of an experiment, and you really got to, saying, hey, this is going to be turned into just like another NBA or NFL, and it could potentially turn off the fan bases. And that could affect attendance. That could affect the money coming in. Who knows, man? Who knows? This is it's obviously, like you said, it's coming very fast, and I try to be open to new things and new ideas, but at the same time, there's potential for some issues, but we'll see.
It's a Pandora's box of sort. If you're just hopping in with the morning rush, we're talking with Richard Davenport about the name and likeness bill that was signed yesterday. Got a good text from Jeff Richard asking, what is a guy like a Trevor Lawrence, a Justin Fields, a Najee Harris, some of the premier stars in college football? I mean, could those guys be set to make $1 million, $2 million in the game we see today?
We just don't know. I tend to think the money could definitely be in six figures. I don't know if be that high. Could be. We're just in uncharted territory. We're obviously going to know fairly soon.
Yeah,
it's a good question to ask.
One of the other headlines this week was Mike Wood's departure, entering the transfer portal. We was talking with Tom Murphy in the last hour about this and what it means. But what was your feelings about it? It happened. It's just weird, I think, for a lot of us to see him in the red-white game Saturday, and then by the end of the weekend, the rumors are circulating. By Monday and early into the week, he's in the portal. What's your interpretation? What happened here?
I was surprised but not shocked. I think I'm because of the portal and everything. I'm not shocked at anything. I may be surprised because the amount of transfers going on, especially in basketball, it's not as much in football as of now. The one-time transfer could obviously will probably change that. But you didn't see that really coming because of he's the guy that had good success as a junior. He was set up to have a good senior season, but who knows? Again, we've talked about this in the past too. Who knows who's been in his ear? What's and I know there's been some talk about some tampering and stuff. What happens there is it's not technically tampering because it's hard to prove. But, a school will, tell a high school coach or a, third party, a trainer or somebody, hey, tell so-and-so we're interested if he wants to transfer. That's happened forever. Yeah. So if that's happened in this case, I have no proof. I have no idea if that did happen. But that's how it usually works. But now I was like everybody else, kind of surprised by it.
And I guess until Mike comes out and just lays it out for us, and he may do that on his social media platforms at some point. You don't know. I mean, it could be as simple as, hey, my girlfriend was going to Oklahoma and I'm going with her. I mean, it changes scenery, wants to be the prime target. I don't know, but it's just odd to see him so involved. And then I saw I think his Cold Takes Exposed or whatever that had a picture of him that the football social media account had put out about, essentially he was warning people about having to cover Mike Woods this coming season. And then 48 hours later, right next to him, the social media post of him leaving. So, I mean, it's just odd, the timing of all of it. There's more to it that we just don't know yet, I think.
Yeah, well, I from what I understand, I mean, everybody was surprised by it. I think he kept it to himself, kept it from his teammates, and that's the best way. If you're going to do something like that, it's the best way to do it, to be honest with you. But you should tell the coaches before you leave, and I assume he did. I don't know.
How many years you been married?
A little over 20.
You run your house? You in charge? You rule with an iron fist around there?
Let me ask her if I can
answer this. my boy over here, he thinks when he gets married, he's going to be in charge.
No, it's we need to make sure we frame this conversation correct. I'm just not going to get bossed around. That's how it's going to go. There's a big difference. I'm not going to rule with an iron fist by any means. We're going to live on
You won't on the days
territory.
that end in Y. You won't. She won't tell you anything to do other than the days that end in Y.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. How big is the mob outside just yet?
It's a mob on our text line, that's for sure. Like, Richard, you saw what I ate.
How long is the line of the ladies lined up to sign up for this arrangement?
Who knows?
Where's that line?
Well, like, for example, Richard, you saw what I ate last night. Mozzarella sticks, Oreo milkshake, chicken sandwich, and fries. Like, I'm not going to have someone tell me that I can't eat that when we're married. That's just,
well, you'll split
I'm do
all
what
that.
I want.
I mean, that's how it works when you get married.
See, that's the other thing. Ty doesn't share food. Ty eats food. So that's not going to happen either.
All right, Joey.
Well, here's something that I learned, and it is true. There's a reason why married men live longer than single guys. Because women are, sometimes they can be a little overbearing, and I'm not saying my wife.
No, of course not.
No, not saying
maybe my ex-wife, but not your wife.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, a former girlfriend. Yeah, that could have potentially been my wife.
Right.
But anyway, it just they stay on you, and I'll be honest with you, I'd hate to think about what kind of shape I would be, and I'm not in the best of shape now, but I'd hate to see what kind of shape I would be in if I was single. I wouldn't be disciplined. I wouldn't eat right. I wouldn't do certain things. I wouldn't go to the doctor when she says to or suggests that. But I'll be honest with you. With us, I mean, we bounce things off of one another and come to a decision. I a lot of times I'll make the decision and she'll make the decision. It's not 50-50. It's never 50-50, but I always went out with women that were smarter than me, and which was not hard to do, but I always wanted to be with somebody I respected intellectually, somebody had smarts and wanted to, be able to push me to be the best that I could be. And I guess that's pretty much my spiel in a nutshell.
All any married man wants out there, Ty, is when you ask the question, where do you want to go to dinner tonight? They have an answer other than, I don't care, what do you want? That's all you want in life,
What if I want to go somewhere in particular?
Well, there's your chance.
Well, then you don't ask the question. You just say, hey, sweetheart, here's where we're going tonight.
Got a lot of learning to do. So
we rarely ever argue. It's rare. So
she's listening right now, isn't she?
Well, put the gun down.
Oh man.
No, it's a good thing, man. If you find the right person, and you will, and you'll adjust some of your thinking, because what now I will say, and she may slap me silly right now. She hates the saying, "A happy life is a happy wife." She hates that saying. So I'll probably be physically attacked after I hang up. But
all right, well, we're rooting for you, buddy. we hope to talk to you next week.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
You.
Good
Richard
stuff,
Davenport. Good to talk to us. See you next week.